Hello, YouTube friends. If I look a little red in the face today, it's because Adam and I spent the morning out in our vegetable garden, which is really just a weed garden right now because last year was so bad. But we have cleared the strawberry bed and he has cleared the pea bed, and we've got new strawberry plants in, and that's a lot of fun. Really warm today, like 70 degrees. So that'll be on another video. We'll look at the garden. And in another video also, I'll be doing some more painting, which some of you might enjoy. But today's video is all about soap. I'm going to show you about packaging my soap and a new batch that I made yesterday where I divided the batch into 3 different scents. And they are really nice scents. So we'll look at soap making. Thanks for joining me. Well, this is the 3rd batch of soap that I've made this year. And this time I'm making 3 different scents in one batch, and that's a little trickier. So let me show you as we come in here with blending the soap. This is where I have poured my lye mixture into my oil mixture after they've cooled. And you can see the earlier stages of soap making in other videos, but this is the lovely part where it just looks like pudding. It looks like a beautiful lemon pudding. It really does. And you have to mix it until it comes to trace, and I've discussed that also in other videos. I let it drip onto the surface of that liquid soap, looking for just a little circles where the drops land. And when I can see those kind of just faintly sitting on the surface, then I know it's at trace. And then I'm going to use a quart-size Pyrex to kind of divide up these scents. 2 quart Pyrexes fill 1 mold. So I pour this first liquid soap into the quart-size Pyrex. And this one, as you see, is coconut nectar. This is a fragrance oil, not an essential oil, but it's a lovely blend. On my label, I call it coconut mango, but it's really a favorite, a great summertime, that coconut scent and the mango nectar fruit. That's really lovely. And so I put that in there. You can see the amount there. That's a teaspoon, a long teaspoon, not a full-size teaspoon. So be careful not to over-scent your soaps. You can really overwhelm your customers with too much scent if you're not careful. But fragrance oils are not as strong as essential oils. In this one, I'm going to use paprika, and you can see here how much paprika you can put in just 1 quart of liquid soap. You want to stir it in really well so you don't have any clumps of paprika. Paprika is a nice natural colorant. It's not going to do anything but just give it this kind of stripy, orangey red color. And so after I've stirred that in really well, then I'm going to use one of my silicone molds and pour that in there, and then I'm going to pour a second one in, and I scrape really well to get every little drop of soap that I can, because I do sell my soaps and I want to get my money's worth out of my ingredients. So after I've poured that in, then I cover that with saran wrap, and that's my first scent. So then I go back to my big pot of soap, and I have to clean out that Pyrex each time really well. I take a paper towel and wipe it out really well because you don't want your scents blending with each other unintentionally. The next one here that you'll see me doing is a Christmas tree scent. Also, I call it balsam. It's the scent of a Christmas tree, and it's great at Christmas, but I have a customer who loves this and asked me to make some more. So this is a little third of a batch for him. And in this one, I'm going to sprinkle some turmeric, which is kind of more of a yellow color, an orangey yellow, on top. And instead of stirring it all the way through this soap mold, I'm going to just blend it on the top, and you'll see later what that looks like. So I'll blend it really well again. and then I cover. And the last scent, this is for me, this is my favorite soap combination. These are both essential oils, lemongrass and clove. And those are two very different scents. They have very different descriptions. The lemongrass is nice and bright. I like lemongrass because unlike a lemon essential oil, it doesn't burn off. It has a very long-lasting scent and a little bit more complex scent than just straight lemon. And that combined with the clove, which has a really warm, woody scent, is just, I can't describe how lovely it is. I've decided not to put any colorant in this one. But you'll see later how the two oils do give a little bit of a swirly look, even in this soap. And again, it takes 2 of the Pyrex to fill 1 of the molds. And then I cover that. And then very carefully, I carry these back to my studio and I lay down a towel underneath them and put them together, close together, because you want to keep them warm. And then I cover them, kind of put them to bed with 2 heavy towels, and they're ready to come to a gel stage, which is when they get really, really hot. And later, I come and take the towels off, and ta-da, look how beautiful they are. So here are my finished loaves of soap the next day, and we'll look at how these colorants behaved in these soaps. So here is the coconut mango, or the coconut nectar, with the paprika in it. Isn't that lovely? And here in a second, I will cut some of these and I'll just include a picture. I really like the look of that. And on the top, it looks like this. The oils just really, they swirl around and make that pattern. And it looks lovely when you cut into the bars. And then this is the balsam. And remember how I said I just stirred it into the top? I didn't dig my spoon all the way down into the bottom. Well, this is what you get there. Slightly different color here. Soap is always a little unpredictable. Actually, that looks a bit darker. This is turmeric that we used here. You can also use cocoa powder as a colorant. Those are the 3 out of my kitchen that I primarily use. I don't use artificial colorants in my soap because I really want them to be as natural as possible. And there's the top of that one. It's really speckledy and swirly. Isn't that fun? But paprika and turmeric and cocoa are not going to hurt you at all. No, they're not bad for your skin at all. And then this is, I just love that. The combination of clove and lemongrass is just difficult to describe. And even this one with no colorant added. Look at the wonderful swirl in that. Isn't that fun? I just love having so much beautiful, high quality, premium homemade soap in my house. And I have so many customers that really enjoy it. And the lovely thing about soap like this is it just gets better with age the longer that it cures. So I just have to show you these soaps that I just cut. Okay, so this is the coconut mango with the paprika. This is the end piece, okay? But if you look in the middle, the paprika, it does give color and speckledy business, but it's not overwhelming. But I just love these almost ghostly shapes that happen. This looks like little birds. Doesn't it look like doves flying? And you can see a little bit of the paprika there, and the swirly effect is just lovely. And that'll stay in there as the soap cures. And they all vary. Like here's another one from the same loaf, but it's got a totally different swirl. Isn't that fun? Now the coconut, no, what's the next one? The balsam. Yes, the balsam, where I only stirred it into the top half, some of it you can really see the turmeric even down lower, so it did move around, but you can see the line on the side. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, and then like here's another piece from that same loaf, and look what it did. That's very fun, and the look on the top, the marbling on the top, can be really, really pretty. Isn't that nice? And then the lemongrass clove. Now this is my favorite, and I really love this look. There's no colorant in this soap at all, but you still get something like this. This happens sometimes. I don't know if it's the temperature of the liquid soap or the particular oils I'm using. These are both essential oils. I do think all the different essential oils behave differently in the soap, and you just never know what you're going to get. I think that the clove and lemon, I think clove must do this. I've made lemongrass soap before. I don't think that it does that, but I just think that that's beautiful. Isn't that fun? So these will now cure for about 4 weeks before I can sell them. Or I can sell them before that and just tell the customer, you know, take this home, put it in a little dish in the air, and let it sit and scent your bathroom for another week before you use it. And that works fine too. It doesn't have to cure here, it can cure anywhere. So that's our soap adventure for today. Thanks for joining me. Good morning. I'm back in my studio and doing lots of work this morning on my various skincare products, mostly packaging, which is one of my least favorite things to do. I don't find it very creative once I figured out how to do packaging, and it's very time consuming. But I thought I would share with you how I package some of my things, especially my shampoo bars. I made these, I can't remember when I made these, January, December. They're very well cured now. I think it was January, early January. And I scented these with peppermint and lemongrass, I believe, instead of peppermint and rosemary. So they have a nice fresh scent for spring. So let me I'll share with you how I package those. I kind of have a homemade packaging method. I also packaged up some tea tree oil soap, and I have some lavender soap still to do, and just various things in here I thought I'd share with you. So here we go. Well, I hope you can see everything okay. The paper that I'm using to package my shampoo bars this is that watercolor, well, this isn't watercolor paper. People use this for scrapbooking. It's a 12 by 12 pad. You can get these at Walmart or anywhere. And I found these on sale at Walmart, and there were 30 sheets to a book, and that's pretty good. I got it for soap first, and then I realized I could use it for my shampoo bars. So I cut it down to 9 by 9. And what this does is it leaves me a strip across the top and a strip across the side. And I'll use these strips for packaging soap, so I'm not wasting anything. And then these 9 by 9 sheets, this is how I do it. So, and this took a lot of brain power for this little bear. So it's 9 by 9, and I kind of fold it up about like that. Okay, I'm going to make a pocket, and then I fold it down about like that. So there's a little bit of overlap, and then I make sure that the front is in front, that the bottom part is in front. And then I fold it over till there's just enough overlap there to staple. And I staple it at the bottom, and I staple it at the top. And then I kind of don't like this little flappy thing going on here, so I take a little piece of tape. This is what I mean that it's not very creative and it's kind of time consuming. This was creative the first time I figured it out, and then after that it's been nothing but boring. And this was 14 shampoo bars. Okay, so then you have a nice pocket. Now it's important to make your pouches 9 by 9. If you make them 8 by 8 or a little bit smaller, this will be too small to fit this shampoo bar in. This shampoo bar is the diameter of a paper orange juice, frozen orange juice container by Minute Maid. It's the brand you kind of have to get. But that slips in there nicely. You see? And I've got a whole bunch of them here. This is and I had one that was already done. Oh. So this is, yeah, that's kind of nice. I'm used to making these. Now we'll look at our shampoo bar labels. Now, some of my labels, like for my tubs of lotions and stuff, and for my soaps, I print off, which is also a pain and rather expensive. But my shampoo bars, I don't print those off. I write them by hand. And to be honest, the hippie, farmy woman part of me prefers a handwritten label. I love little handwritten labels so much better. I buy my labels, I buy them at Walmart. You could probably order them online too if you didn't want to pay shipping. These are from Avery. This is the 2-inch diameter label. If you go to their website and you're trying to design the logos and stuff on the front, you have to choose the right template, which is number 22817. And that's where I kind of design some of my labels now. But like I said, these are hand done. So, but these are just some of the blank labels then. And I'm going to cut them. I don't know if you can see there's a round label there. And I'm just going to very carefully cut across with these fun, you have to line that up right, these fun little scissors that actually were my daughter's when she was a little girl. She was doing, I don't know, scrapbooking or something. And for some reason they ended up here. So we'll just do this first little bit. Now, so you see, maybe if I peel that off, you can see how that label is right there. And I'm going to write on it, of course, I want to write on it first before I put it on the product. And I like this because the curvy edge here corresponds to the edge here. I've even used these curvy scissors I used to cut out the paper, which is kind of fun, but it's a lot of trouble. These don't work real well. Yeah. So I just write in nice fat lettering, shampoo bar. And I don't put anything else on it as far as the label, because when I sell it at the market, I have a little sign there that describes the product and tells ingredients and approximate weight and stuff like that. So it just says shampoo bar. And no, I've never had anybody go, oh, what a junky looking label. No, they're fine with it. Like I said, it's going to stay on there just a few minutes till they go home and take it off. Most people haven't really heard of shampoo bars and have no idea really how to use a shampoo that comes in bar form. And so that gives you an opportunity to talk to them at your market table and describe everything you need to describe about it. So everybody gets that information. Let's do one of these. This shows up really nicely. Anyway, so there's that packaging, and I'll finish those up. Let me show you my soap. This is the tea tree oil soap that I made in January before I went out of town. So it's very well cured, and I wrapped it, like I said, in bands of that paper. Here are the labels that I print out with my company name and my little logo and such. And then I weigh them and price them. I have to add a little bit for sales tax, because I do have to pay my sales tax to the state. And then that's about it. So that's the soap. I have some ladies coming over in the next couple days to buy things, so I'm just going to set up on my back porch. I also, I found out I had 4 teeny tubs. These are little mini tubs of healing herb ointment. And so I use the extra labels. When I take my labels off, I have this extra white area here that usually I just throw that out. But I decided to trace a little circle and cut it up. This was a pain in the neck. Peeling that off the back was a pain. And then writing that on there just as a label, just for fun. Usually I don't label those because I can tell what they are when people buy them. Here's some more labels that I printed off. I had some trouble with these in the printer, that's for sure. And like I said, here's some leftover paper from where I cut the 9x9 square out for the shampoo bar. And I use this band over here for 1 bar of soap and this up here for another bar of soap. This is what I'm going to use to package this soap, which is a whole batch of lavender. And in the next few days, I'm going to make another batch that'll be a blend. Let me show you that. I am loving these new molds. I really am. And because 3 of them is just perfect for 1 batch of soap, I could do 1 scent in here and 1 in there and 1 in there. And boy, it makes it easy. It probably saves me at least 15 minutes worth of fiddling to not have to use those wooden molds. Maybe more if I have spillage and leakage out of it. It's such a beautiful day outside my window. I want to go plant some zinnia seeds today. I also have some peas and lettuce and other things to put in the garden at some point very soon. But it's so pretty out there, 64 degrees and sunny. I'm waiting for the plantain to sprout up. That's the next thing I need for making my healing herb ointment. I need a nice big batch of that with some fresh plantain in the spring and dandelion greens and fresh yarrows. So I hope in the next few weeks that that'll be happening. And that'll complete my inventory for the spring. I'll make some insect repellent lotion bars. That'll be a fun recipe to share with you. I don't think I've done that yet. And I'll be making more soap and more bee balm probably tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.